Hey, good morning, guys. So, iShepherd 2, I'm going to paraphrase here because I am driving, ask, if I were to build a budget setup for a Wrangler, would you even bother with a hub tent or just wait and build out until you could build what you want, a decent overland trailer? I'll put what his actual question up here so you can see it. Honestly, first and foremost, I would bunch of neighbors. First and foremost, I would do whatever it took to get me out. If you can get a good tent, my first trip out, or first couple of trips out, one I recorded and then couldn't pull the video off my phone because I did it all with my phone. I did in a tent, and then my first trip to Rendezvous in the Ozarks did in a tent as well. And I did it with a cheap, like $199 Walmart tent that I've had since like 2009. And I immediately knew that wasn't the route for me because I didn't like sleeping on the ground. Still don't like sleeping on the ground, but you know, if I have to, I will. But yeah, but that would be my first and foremost, is whatever gets you out the fastest, because you'll always nitpick, you know, the perfect time or the perfect setup to get out and never do it. So just be careful with that. A couple of my buddies, Downs, he runs a Gazelle when he's got his family with him. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a Gazelle. Michael Rhodes ran a Gazelle up until, what, a month ago, I think. They're good tents. They work. They don't take up a huge footprint. I think you said something about a shift pod. Shift pods are nice. They're just really expensive. I've heard some people said they were great. I've heard some people say they were hot boxes in the summertime because they're that coating they got on them. So, I mean, do your research on tents, but I wouldn't wait until you have the perfect setup. I would do whatever you can to get out, to start exploring. That way you know what you like. That way you know the kind of trails and trips you like. You might think you want to go run trails, and that might not be your cup of tea. You might like to go find campsites as quickly as possible and just camp and enjoy views. I know a lot of people do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It depends on my mood. Some days I really want to just go adventure trails and get into camp late, and some days I just don't even want to break down camp and go anywhere because the spot is really nice. So ideally, figure out what works for you before you start buying a whole bunch of gear for one thing. And now, as far as the trailer you was talking about building, they're expensive. They're really nice, but they're expensive. You can find them. I think Brad got his teardrop for under 10 grand. So they're doable. I apologize if I start coughing. I'm fighting with an upper respiratory thing. And so they're definitely doable. Just, you know, they're usually expensive. They're kind of hard to find under 10 grand, honestly. But Brad did find one. I think he had to do a little work to it or something. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But as far as building a little trailer, that's what I did. So if you go back and look at my, what is it? Storm in the Ozarks, Overland of America, and all those, I just had a 5x8 trailer I built a frame on, and I put my rooftop tent on. That way I could base camp with it. So, I mean, you know, it's really up to you and what you can afford, but ultimately, whatever gets you out. Don't wait till everything's perfect, or you might not ever do it. So, You know, just take that with a grain of salt. And you know, I hope that helps and answers your question. With the new tent I'm going with, I'm gonna probably go with a Gazelle 2 for my wife because she likes having an annex. If I get a wedge style tent, I won't have my annex anymore. So I'll have to do something for her. So I'll let you know if you don't have a Gazelle, if I can get one, if they're any good or not. Everybody I know that has them, they like them. They think they're a pretty good tent. I don't think they're the best tent, but for the price point and what you get, I think they're pretty good. But for the rest of you guys, go out and check out iShepherd2's page. If you're faithful or if you're not faithful, you know, and just want to learn about faith in the Bible, he's going through the Bible. He's doing a video every day, from what it looks like. Every day. He didn't ask me to do this by no means either. But he's going through the Bible every day and reading and going to complete the Bible in a year on YouTube, from what I understand. So I think that's really cool. For y'all that want to check that out, go over there and like and subscribe and hit the notification and follow him. I think that's really awesome. I don't read it as much as I should. I do try to. I do try to read scripture here and there. But if it's something you're interested in, and check it out. It seems like a good channel to check out. Anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions, leave a comment below. So until next time, guys, simplify and God bless.